problem. So good morning, everyone. So it's an honor today to have several guests in our district this morning. They are here to help us perpetuate an important life skill that we work hard in our classrooms each and every day on: literacy. Research tells us that early literacy has a significant correlation to graduation rates. According to a long-term study by the Casey Foundation, students not proficient in reading by the end of 3rd grade were 4 more times likely to drop out in high school than proficient readers. And 88% of students who failed to earn high school diplomas illustrated they were struggling in reading by 3rd grade. We also know that learning shifts from learning to read in the lower grades to reading to learn. We tell you this to reinforce the importance of reading, not just in schools, but as an important life skill that leads to greater success for adulthood. With that said, we appreciate the work of our legislators and would like to welcome Governor Reynolds up to the podium to further discuss these efforts.
Well, thank you, Superintendent Martin, for hosting us this morning. It's exciting to be at Cornell Elementary School with Lieutenant Governor Gregg and Education Director Wise. We're here to celebrate the impressive progress that your students are making in reading. You've seen kindergarten through 3rd Cornell students meet or surpass benchmarks on a screening assessment that's given 3 times a year. They increased from 60% in the fall of 2016 to 68.1% in the spring of 2018. So congratulations on an 8.1% growth. That success is due to the expertise of your outstanding educators, ongoing support from parents, and hard work by students. I'm looking forward to learning more about how you achieved this latest milestone. And on top of that, on top of a nearly 12% increase from the fall of 2016 to the spring of 2017. And I'm especially looking forward to hearing Cornell students read to us in just a few minutes. At this time, I'm pleased to announce that for the 3rd year in a row, Iowa has made statewide progress in improving the reading skills of kindergarten through 3rd grade students. These students met or surpassed benchmarks on the assessment. They increased from 70.5%, they increased to 70.5% from 69.7%. And this continual progress is a direct result of Iowa's Early Literacy Initiative, which was launched in 2012. I also want to recognize the exceptional efforts of teachers from across the state of Iowa, strong leadership by the Iowa Department of Education, the Iowa Reading Research, and working together. I think we've emphasized the critical importance of all children reading proficiently by the end of 3rd. To better support teachers, and that includes an early warning system that identifies struggling readers starting in kindergarten, continually monitoring the students' progress, and it helps our teachers better meet individual needs. We also have the most extensive teacher leadership and compensation system in the nation to better use teacher expertise to help raise achievements. And that includes a new blueprint to improve the quality of literacy instruction that was developed by the Iowa Reading Research Center in partnership with the Iowa Department of Education. And I want to recognize Dr. Deborah Reed, who is with us today. She's the center director, and I want to just say thank you for your amazing work, and we are going to continue to see great results from that. So thank you. Lieutenant Governor Gregg is going to talk more about the blueprint in just a moment. So in closing, I want to emphasize how important it is to have reading proficiency, have reading proficiency by the end of 3rd grade. It's essential in a technology-driven knowledge economy, and reading proficiently changes lives. It determines whether students will graduate from high school truly ready for college or career training, which we hope leads to a great job right here in the state of Iowa. All of our efforts are aligned as we work to meet the Future Ready Iowa goal of having 70% of Iowans in the workforce have either education or training by the year 2025. So we're going to continue to partner with each of you to focus long-term on how to best prepare Iowa's children. And with that, we'll turn the podium over to Lieutenant Governor Gregg.
Thank you, Governor, and good morning. You know, as the father of 2 young children, I understand firsthand the importance of reading with them at home. We try to read with them a little bit every night. We don't always get that done, but we try. And my son Jackson is in 2nd grade. He has a goal this year of reading 20 chapter books during the school year. So that's a pretty ambitious goal, but we're pretty excited about that. We just got done reading The Way of the Warrior Kid, which is by a former Navy SEAL, Jocko Willink, and it's about discipline and perseverance in meeting your goals. So we might need to use some of that perseverance to get to 20 chapter books this year. And my daughter Lauren's in kindergarten, and she likes the Pinkalicious books. I'm sure you're all familiar with the Pinkalicious books. And the riveting sequel, Purplicious. We'll be tackling those this year. A strong partnership with parents helps teachers improve students' reading skills, such as the family night that Cornell hosts for parents to learn more about reading at home with their children. The Iowa Reading Research Center also connects families to online resources that they can use at home. And you can go to iowareadingresearch.org to learn more about that. And that's also where Iowans can learn more about the new early literacy blueprint. Our administration proposed and the legislature approved over $300,000 to launch the blueprint to improve the overall design and delivery of elementary literacy instruction. Professional development for teachers is one component. The center is creating modules about different aspects of teaching literacy, such as small group instruction. Teachers will learn how to implement the instructional practices in the modules from local trainers prepared by the Iowa Reading Research Center. Teachers can also view videos showing teachers in classrooms using the strategies in the modules. It's encouraging to see how quickly the early literacy blueprint is moving right into the hands of teachers. We know a lot of work remains to ensure that children read proficiently by the end of 3rd grade, but Iowa is off to a good start. School districts like Sadell are helping lead the way. And at this time, I'd like to turn the podium over to Director Ryan Wise.
Well, thank you, Lieutenant Governor Gregg. One of the best parts of my job is visiting classrooms and schools. I've been to more than 150 of Iowa's 330 school districts, and I think this is my 3rd time here at Cornell Elementary. Last time I was here, I was racing the then superintendent down a giant inflatable slide. So the different experience, but this is great as well. So I see on a regular basis how teachers and leaders are making a difference and preparing students for success in and beyond school. Student success really starts with the ability to read. It's one of the most important tools we can give our children. I feel this way not only in my role as the director of the Department of Education, but also as the father of 2 kids in the Des Moines Public Schools. Students who struggle to read early on are more likely to drop out of school, less likely to pursue post-secondary education and training, and less likely to earn a living wage. So in 2014, Iowa put in place an early warning system for literacy that is designed to identify and address potential reading problems in children as early as kindergarten. All of Iowa's public school districts and many non-public schools use this early warning system to screen students in kindergarten through 3rd grade 3 times a year to provide additional reading instruction and support and monitor the progress of students so that they can get back on track. I've seen firsthand how Iowa schools have truly embraced this system. I've watched teachers using a variety of instructional strategies in early literacy to meet the unique needs of each individual student. And I've talked to veteran teachers who are ecstatic about the information they receive through the early warning system. I've also observed schools effectively utilizing community members to support their literacy efforts, like the AmeriCorps volunteers in the Moulton-Udell Community School District, who are trained by a teacher leader to support early literacy instruction. We evaluate the long-term success of Iowa's early literacy initiative in part by looking at long-term student performance and growth on these screening assessments. The original benchmarks set during the 15-16 school year provide a baseline for measuring progress over time. A nearly 7 percentage point increase in students who went from falling short of benchmarks to meeting them since 2015 represents well over 14,000 students. If our schools can maintain this consistent growth in years to come, we will see a dramatic shift in Iowa's reading results, and our students will have a better chance to succeed in school and in life. So it's now to turn the
So it is with great pride that I welcome all of you to Cornell Elementary. On behalf of our staff, we appreciate you taking notice of the work that we are doing to increase student achievement data. I would like to share with you just a few, but definitely not all the reasons why we are having success here at Cornell. First and foremost, as you already know, we can't increase our student achievement data without great teachers. I cannot say enough about the staff that we have and the work that we do every day to build relationships with our kids and our families. At Cornell, we talk about all the time that kids don't care how much we know until they know how much we care. I assure you, at Cornell, we work hard every day to fulfill our school mission to serve the unique learning needs of every student, lifelong learners that value being safe, open-minded, accountable, and respectful. The second component in our ability to increase student achievement data is related to our systemic approach in growing our teachers. Being a part of the state teacher leadership and compensation system since early on in the process has allowed us to leverage teacher leadership to meet our building needs. Our relentless focus on data-driven decision work. We have been able to utilize our weekly job-embedded professional development time to work specifically on skills and strategy to increase their reading proficiency and fluency. In particular, our staff has spent multiple weeks teaching, conferring, self-reflecting on what fluent readers look and sound like in our classrooms. Cornell students know that to be a fluent automaticity, reading quick, smooth, and accurate, phrasing, making sure that my group of words monitoring of expression to make sure their voice matches the punctuation. Not only does this work we have done with our students support fluency, but it also deepens their understanding of text leading to improved comprehension. Excuse me. Another critical component that we have found to have helped our students is in the area of metacognition. We have spent time teaching our students how to monitor their thinking. Our work here students to, because knowing oneself as a reader has empowered them to take charge of their own learning and reach those fluency goals. Last, I'd be remiss if I did not make sure to acknowledge that having teacher leaders available to teachers, to all teachers in our building, has tremendous impact. This has resulted in an increase, which has also resulted in increases in our student achievement. Our math and our teach, model, provide feedback, and follow-up has been instrumental in the growth of all staff of our. So in closing, we are proud to be building a community of readers here at Cornell Elementary School. Our students know that reading is mental skill. We know we still have much work to be done, but we also know as long as we keep our focus on our students and their work, then we will continue the student team. Well, thank you again, and we're very proud here. So, I'm going to invite over. So we have something different if you guys have ever done it this way, but we have a book that's going to be interactive reading with the governor, lieutenant governor, and Director Weiss this morning. So Guadalupe, I'm going to introduce you to our governor, and then I went ahead and put some stools out.
Okay, put us here.
Yes, please.
Okay.
And then Caleb, I was going to have you with Lieutenant Governor. You want to come out to the front? And Annie, Director Weiss. So what we're going to do here is we know that we want reading to be. So each of them are going to take their turns reading their story. So Guadalupe, are you ready? You've been practicing.
You said that twice. I hate that. No, that's absurd. I hate that word. You hate that word. That word you said. You I said I do. I think your hat. Good on you. I like your hat. Do you like mine?
Well, yes, I do.
Something else we both would like.
That's where I have to ride bike.
That sounds good. We'll take a snack.
Oh.
That we like to do. You read to me, I'll read to you.
You saw it where? You saw it where? Your brother saw a bear in bed? In his own bed? He was right in front. In the night, right in his bed? The bear asked that? So then what did your brother say? Little brother sounds quite brave to tell a bear how to behave. Then let's make up another one. We'll write it down, and when we're through, you'll read to me, I'll read to you.
I hear a shriek.
I hear a howl.
I hear a hooting.
I hear the cackle of a witch.
It's very dark.
It's black as pitch.
I think we're lost.
I know we are.
I cannot see a star.
I wish that we could see the moon.
I wish that it was that.
I've never seen a night so black.
There's something crawling down there.
Something's creeping up my knee.
What can that be? Nothing's coming. I can hear it.
Something's coming and we're near it.
My feet are sinking in the mud.
I'm sinking too. I think we're stuck.
I can hardly breathe.
I am frightened half to death.
What a lovely feeling.
Aren't you glad it wasn't real? Still, it's great to feel so gory. Let's go read another story.